Good evening and welcome to CITYMAG News24 TV. I'm Delightful. Tonight we turn our attention to a growing concern on the streets of Lagos, Nigeria, about the growing number of youth engaging in drugs and the impact on our society. Why are more young people turning to drugs? What should parents be doing differently? Can society play a stronger role in reducing this crisis? Our reporter Javita went out into the heart of Lagos to get honest, unfiltered reactions from everyday Nigerians.
It's smoking, bro. I smoke loud.
So you smoke a lot?
No, it's not. I don't smoke a lot. So I said I smoke a loud.
Okay.
When you take Ghana, like it's okay. Or even all those people where they take Ghana, I don't rock Ghana. How much is one Ghana? You will. So I lay all over Ghana. Oh, Benny, buy me one Ghana. Don't smoke Canada or Shamo. Or small sound boy. I be buy me Arizona. You know, sometimes temperature high, oppression, everything. But you have to put your mind down, to put your head down. You know, some people drink JD, some people drink a lot. But see that smoke. I mean, I like some people they smoke a lot. Just stay on your own. Just smoke. You know, smoke responsible.
I know young people take drugs, and some maybe for emotional balancing, some they just want to deprive pleasure. They just want to feel high, and it's different for different people.
If I have to come back to that question, I would say even musicians that are in this country, they are taking something to reasoning for them to like sing. Some of them are taking like I cannot say it. They are saying it. Some of them are taking their stuffs to like reasoning to sing. I think that kind of thing they are taking is giving them reasoning to like sing.
Well, I would say a lot of them take it because they want to feel among. They want to belong. They see some guys, taking it and always feeling like they are the happening people or they are the happening guys around. And then they also want to take because they want to belong to those clique of people. So and even girls nowadays too also do it. So I think it's just probably the feeling they get from it. Because when they take those drugs and all, they have this, let's say, absent-minded kind of feeling, like they feel like they can do anything. So just that feeling they get from it, I think that's why they take drugs.
I feel like it is a very, very dynamic question. People take drugs for different reasons. One of the biggest ones is to escape reality, and I get where those people come from. Because let's say for example, I am a youth from an abusive home, and and my environment is very, very negative. Whenever I take drugs, I escape that reality. So I understand where you're coming from, but I want to also tell them that there is life outside that environment. There is life outside what the drugs give you. Because I don't take drugs. In my opinion, I don't take drugs. But I believe that drugs helps you see the world in a different reality. Is that a good way to survive? No. Face life. Life is hard. People are going through a lot of tough times. But face life. That's just my opinion.
I blame our music now because I grew up with, I won't say very perfect music, but I know that the lyrics I grew up with were not as bad as now. You know, people in today's, I would say a lot of artists right now, they blatantly talk about drugs, praise Yahoo, praise all of that. So these kids are listening. As much as you want to say, okay, it's just music, it's not just music. They are hearing these things, they are seeing the lifestyle of these artists, and they're like, okay, maybe it's because they are taking these drugs that is making them to be like this, or to be rich, or to be having influence, and they feel like, okay, or be having inspiration. They will say they are inspired to sing because of the drugs they take, and they are watching all this. So I blame our music. Our music is poor, corrupt now.
Well, there's a lot of reasons why many young people are taking drugs. Number one, we can look at social media influence, peer pressure, unemployment, lack of activity, lack of out of school activity. Let's take our education system, most of these children are bombarded with assignment after school. They have no physical activity, no leisure activity. Gone are those days where when the children left school, they can go play soccer. Even as a parent, the way we raise our children these days, we do not allow them enough time to develop, in my opinion, psychologically to be able to cope with life stressor.
You know, from the times of our own parents, they have always been taught to train the female child better, and then most times they neglect the guys and just allow them do whatever they want to do because they feel like, oh, they are boys, they will eventually grow up and become the head of their own house. So I think recently, I think parents need to pay attention to both male and female children and train them in the right paths despite the gender, because at the end of the day, they are both your children. If you train a female child better because she's going to her husband's house and then she enters into the husband's house and meets a guy that is not well trained, it still brings an issue because this person is well trained for her role, but this is not well trained for his own role. So I think parents should just learn to give equal attention and equal training to both the male and the female child.
Thank you. The parent need to start spending more time. You see, education starts from home. Yes, I understand we need to work. I understand that. But we need to reduce other activity that we do outside work. You don't have to go to church every day for God to answer your prayer. Neither should you spend all your day at the mosque before God. Is God that wicked that you have to pray every day for Him to answer? So, when parents spend enough time with their children, when they allow those children to develop at the rate they should develop with physical activity. I went to the farm, you engage in something with your hand, and idle hands is a devil play, not even just the mind alone. Either if your hand is idle, your mind is idle, it becomes the devil's playground.
Well, in my experience so far, I think a lot of parents are outsourcing their responsibility to just the schools and the society at large. So I think parents should be more hands-on like they were with our generation. They are not really paying much attention to the kids right now. If you pay attention to your children, if you are following up on what they do, checking their friends circle and everything else, you'll be able to know when something is going wrong and you'll be able to stop it on time before it becomes a very big deal. Just be more involved, that's all.
To educate their children more on the disadvantages of drug using, because when we use drugs, majorly even in this country, we use drugs wrongly. Generally, when people are, when people just pass through a little stress, they think they are stressed. The next thing is to use drugs, whereas all they need is rest. Okay, so we use drugs wrongly, and it has its own negative effects when it's wrongly used.
Well, first things first, as a parent, what you can do differently, in our opinion, don't be a parent if you're not ready. As parents, if you ask yourself as a parent, when last have you read a book on parenting? It might sound like garbage, but it's true. Read books on parenting. Different children have different temperaments. If you don't understand your child's temperament, you just believe that, oh, your child is this, your child is that. I believe in reading as a parent. One, take time. I know that Lagos is very, very stressful. Everybody has work, but take time to know your children. A lot of children genuinely just want to have 5-10 minutes of their dad's time or their mom's time that is geared at them. Not, have you read your book? What did you get in school? How are you as my child? So I feel like parents too need to step up, because the funny thing is the drug issue can be tied to lack of parenting, in my opinion. Or in some instances, some children are just very, very some children are just, for lack of better words, just bad children. So even if they were parented well, they just want to take drugs. That one is on them.
No, not really. But I think growing up, we had some sort of community parenting then, that if you notice that your child is doing something bad on the streets, before evening time, that person is in your parents' house to report you. So apart from the fact that you are afraid of your parents, you are also afraid of your area people, that I can't do bad outside because my parents will hear, and I can't do bad inside because my parents will see me. So community parenting should come. Everybody's minding their business now too much. It's excessive.
Yeah, society can reduce it. First is first, information is power. You need to show people that want to use drugs what happens when you use drugs for 20, 30 years consistently. When you look at the, for lack of better words, maybe the brother this or brother that was a drug addict in community, ask yourself, do you want to be that person? Educate children, and then you need to let children know that you have a choice, you have a chance. I'm among people that drink, I'm among people that smoke, and I don't drink, I don't smoke. Now, the reason why I don't do those things is not because I'm better than them. I like living. And I found out that drinking and smoking, it affects your health long term. I personally want to live to be 100 years old. And drinking and smoking would affect that. Information is power. Tell people certain things. And then, I feel like one issue that drug does affect is mental health. Let us have more conversations around mental health. In Africa, mental health is something that people don't talk about. And that is one of the things that pushes people to use drugs. I'm having a bad day. Drugs will just get me on a good high. That's just it, in my opinion.
It is possible. Yes, society can help.
How?
By reorientating people of the consequences of using drugs wrong.
Okay.
And by making people see that drug is not the solution to everything.
That government only go far. So I feel like the government in their own way can at least, first of all, they need to educate people. You get, I would have said they should tighten down on people that sell drugs, but the funny thing is, the tighter enforcement gets around it, the more people want it. You get, but you need to educate people that using drugs is not the solution. In my opinion, it is not the solution. Yes, it is a fix to an end, but it is not the solution. Government can at least set up agencies, or at least set up school programs. I don't know if they still do it, but I remember when we were in school, they had people that used to come and talk to us about, don't use drugs, don't do that. I don't know if they still do it. You get, but I know that they did do it when I was in school. They have people that talk to us about drug abuse issues. You get, let people see the impact that it will have on their lives long term, and let people also, the truth of the matter is, the government can also try to improve the economy, because if I'm having a bad day and I'm tired of life, and somebody's telling me that if I take a blunt, that's weed, I can forget my worries. Government can actually, if my life was better, quote unquote, I might not want to rely on drugs, quote unquote. So the government can at least help us improve the economy, and then maybe put more information out there. Really, a lot of people really need a lot of information, in my opinion.
Government should educate, government should train, government should engage the youths. By so doing, I think the use of the wrong use of drug will be reduced in our society.
So the government need to look at school curriculum. In my opinion, you see, this kindergarten of a thing, taking a child to daycare at age of 3 months or 6 months, I think they need to look into it. I think we need to go back to those age where they have to do your hand like this, that your hand must touch your hair before you go to school. I think we need to go back to that. I'm very serious. If I'm in government today, or the minimum age you can enter kindergarten will be like 3 years old. Before you can even say, you are saying Jele Osimi, because they call it Jele Osimi. Now you Jele Osimi more. Right? One is Jele Osimi, but Jele Osimi by anything, Obi Osimi, Ilo Osimi, because you take away the children from the parent too early. There is a reason why God gives woman breast. I'm an advocate of breast milk because it promotes bonding, but now it's bottle fed. Cow milk or goat milk, we don't even know which milk, chemical, and how do you expect the children to behave? I'm being factual. Anybody can say, what is he talking about? I understand.
Well, the only thing I can see government doing is more on policy making, like bringing up policies, laws that help to streamline what goes into our airwaves, what people are exposed to. By the time they make all those policies and enforce them, then I believe that one can be on the upper scale. Then the parents, schools, and the community itself can now do the rest.
Government, we need like work. The youth need work, like work.
So the government should look into the education system and look at the curriculum and change that syllabus so that they can address this problem from youth. They need to bring back sport, physical activity, agriculture into primary school. There is nothing wrong in children cutting grasses, in my opinion. There's nothing wrong in them learning this basic coping life skill. Hard skill, how do I solve it? It's not just 1 + 1, 2 + 2 we do. Look at China, the way they raise their children. Right from primary school, they learn skill, how to cook, how to build, mechanic, plumbing. They play with all these toys. Those are the things we need in our school, not just glorious housing alone. Yes, we need them, but we also need these children to learn skills right from childhood into childhood, primary, secondary, so that by the time a child finishes secondary school, they can easily fix a machine.
Thank you, Jovita. Those were the voices of the people, honest and unfiltered. Drug abuse among youth remains a serious challenge, and solutions require parents, society, and government working together. This has been a special report on youth, drugs, and society. You're watching CITYMAG News 24 TV. I'm Delightful.